All right, guys. So a little while ago, I guess less than a week ago, black creators have been, I guess, trying to boycott dancing on TikTok. It's weird to me. And this video is titled "Black Creators Boycotting TikTok Dances. Can We Convo?" The Daily Show. So this can go one of two ways. Either this can be super woke, oh my god, all white people are responsible for attributing the dances that go viral on TikTok to the specific black person that created it, which is impossible to find. I mean, let's be honest. Like, a TikTok dance will go viral. Like, Charli D'Amelio got flack because she directly took a dance from a black creator, and then she started crediting. Great. Then we were on to Addison Rae. She did some dances that originated from black creators. How the fuck am I supposed to know who the hell originated the dance? This is the problem. This is how we're distracted. See, we're not boycotting these things in the correct way. They're not doing them in the correct way. We're doing them in the incorrect way. So black people are like, hey, I don't like that white people are. It's always white people. Like, they don't give a shit if it's like a person of color. What you should care about, they care more about the like disliking white people for using their dances and not getting credit more than like focusing on the credit from anybody. And the reason I say it like this is because it's not fucking white people's fault that you guys aren't getting credit. If it's a specific thing like Charli D'Amelio specifically taking a dance, yeah, sure. But outside of that, a lot of times the way the TikTok works, and I know how the TikTok works because I'm such a genius, is that like a dance will go viral and people just start doing it, right? Focus on making TikTok label the fucking dance. If there's a trend going on with a certain sound or dance or something, then you know what TikTok can do? They can add a feature that allows you to tag your specific dance you're doing in your video that would route back to the creator of the dance. That's the way that it should happen. And yet we're sitting here bitching back and forth about how it's fucking white versus black. It's TikTok being lazy. And you guys are so focused on hating white people that you're not making the fucking app itself do the work it's supposed to do. Make the app create a labeling section, right? For people to be encouraged to want to label that dance, right? You create a label for the specific dance trend you're going to do. Right? Make the users do that themselves. You're like, oh, I'm doing the wah wah poopy dance. Oh, look, I'm gonna put that in there. Make it so that like when you do it, people can search it by hashtag or something, but it's like a specifically for the dance feature, and then make it so that just like the audios, they have it for the audios. It roots back to the person who originally created the dance. They do it for audios. They make it so that you use a specific audio that credits the original person who did the audio. So why can't we do that with dances? All of a sudden, we created this fucking thing. If TikTok would actually put in the work, if TikTok actually cared about black people, they would implement this. Instead, TikTok uses white people as a fucking shield for black people to express their concerns into. TikTok doesn't give a shit about you. You guys need to, if you get anything from this, because, you know, if you're a black person watching this song, you might go, you know what, this Papa Gut guy is just annoying. I find him to be annoying and ignorant. You might be right. Probably are. I'm not even going to deny it. I don't know. But here's one thing I want you to focus on. Focus on pressuring TikTok to implement a feature to give credit to the people who create specific dances, rather than focusing on shaming people for not crediting a dance that becomes viral to a point where how the fuck am I supposed to know who created it? I don't know. What the hell am I supposed to do? Focus on that. Focus on holding TikTok accountable. Now let's watch this freaking video. Maybe they talk about that in this video.
What up?
What up, Uncle Roy?
Check this out.
Sounded racist to me.
You see what I'm growing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, just out here trying to figure out one of these new filters on Instagram. What are you doing?
Yo, I just downloaded.
This is a forced humor from Daily Show. It's so cringy. I know that this is like that's part of the thing. It's like part of it's like, hey, let's put a performance on. Yo, Daily Show told me to say something really cringy and it wasn't funny because you know what? I was gonna say because Jon Stewart's not there anymore. Jon Stewart is a cringy motherfucker. He's just so beautiful and smart, and I love him. So it's okay.
TikTok, I'm gonna need your help.
I'm just saying it's always been cringy.
I got way too much gray in my beard to be on TikTok.
The kids. It's dancing. There's a lot of dance videos. I don't have time to learn all these dances. I have multiple
very low.
jobs.
Let's convo.
Okay.
So the new song for the summer is Megan Thee Stallion's Thought Shit, right? Because we need an anthem, we need a hymn, we need a spiritual. This is supposed to be the song of the summer, right? But the black TikTok dance creators have decided that because their dances keep getting stolen by white people and they keep getting credit for it, they're not doing a dance this summer for Thought Shit.
So
Credit Jeff for it.
I will say this: it takes a lot of fortitude as a black creator to not dance to Megan Thee Stallion on camera.
Oh man.
So
It's just interesting because like we're talking about how Megan Thee Stallion blew up with her music on TikTok because it's labeled Megan Thee Stallion. So very clearly there's no like racism associated with like tagging people or not. It's because there's a feature, which is the music itself, that like forces you to credit the person. It's not that people don't want to credit the creators of particular dances, is that people are fundamentally lazy as fuck, regardless of your skin color. So they don't care to like look into like who made the dance. And then there's also people who would claim that they made the dance even if they didn't. Like again, reinforcing the idea that they need to create a section so that dancers will get credited much more easily.
hats off to them. It's like me giving up sugar.
I mean,
It's a tough
truly.
one.
Truly. Or me giving up on these dating apps because they keep making me sad, but I keep going back. So, I mean,
I don't know how to respond to that, but I would just listen to you and just let you know I'm here for you.
Thank you.
And I might have a single friend for you.
Shout out. Listen, this is how, this is how the community comes together.
Wow, there's a lot of editing here. I will say one thing, and this is outside of the realm of being black or not, is that like a lot of these shows are very clearly struggling to readjust to the online platform because like you can kind of see that they're pausing a little bit for laughter because there's a laugh track and whatnot on these types of like shows, and so like they're like pausing for like the applause sign to go on so that you can be like encouraged to think that he was being funny when they're not. So like it just comes off so much more cringy.
Join though is that black creators are roasting the white girls who are trying to create that. They don't know what to do with the rhythm.
Oh,
they don't know
I've
how
seen
to create.
It is Boston.
It's kind of racist to just be like white people have no rhythm.
Market. It is Kenny Rogers Roasters. It is a full luau. We are out here spit roasting.
Especially since I twerk better than like 99% of black people. It's the truth.
It is amazing. Somebody sent me one, and it was the girl with her hands in the air. That is not thought shit. This is the girl with her hands in the air.
No offense. I'm not trying to be rude. I think that fat people criticizing dances is a little ironic. Let's just be honest here. Like who am I to criticize a thin person for the way that they dance? Considering if I started dancing in my house, everything would fall off the walls. So it feels a little bit disconnected to be like, yeah, white people have no rhythm. What dances do you do? Probably none. It seems like you're overly identifying with people like black people who dance and be like, yeah, that's me. It's like, well, it should be you. It should be us. We should both be dancing. But here we are, going to the doctor because we don't control our weight.
That is not thought shit. She gave you the instructions. Hands on your knees, shake your ass. It's thought shit. Yeah, stealing on TikTok is nothing new.
Can I give you guys proof that I'm a better twerker than these? Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm not supposed to do it on this platform on Twitch. I don't, but I can do it for like a second. Okay, I'll show you how I'm better than black people at twerking, or not. Let's not even say black. Just in general, I'm better than most people at twerking. I'm a little bit sore and tired because yesterday was 4th of July. I played a lot of stuff. I played backgammon and volleyball and this, that, and the other thing. And then I mowed my lawn today. I'm just very tired and sore, and I took a walk. I've been trying to be more physically fit. So, but I'll show you. Okay. Been a while. All right, here we go. Got like a little bit of that. A bit of this. That. A little bit of water on my shirt. All right, so listen. We have the objective proof now.
Oh yes, Papa.
Thank you. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to business. I felt like that was necessary for this video if I put it on YouTube.
People have sent me videos of my stand-up being lip-synced to on TikTok, your stand-up being lip-synced to on TikTok, and neither one of us are getting credit.
So why don't you reach out to TikTok and say, hey, that's my audio. You have other audios that are attributed to people. Can you attribute it to my TikTok account so that I get more traction? What I find interesting is that people that have some form of celebrity status don't know how to like reach out to their managers to have them do these things. Like, this seems like you could have them do that. That specifically is a scenario where you're making it about race when it's nothing to do with race. That part is your laziness. It's like, you just make a TikTok account, have your manager or reach out to TikTok and be like, hey, listen, I am this person from The Daily Show. This audio is being used. I've identified it. I need you guys to tag it and attribute it to my account, just like every other person with like a music audio does it on TikTok. That part's just your laziness.
Would you like to fight? Yes, I would. You want to come back tonight when it's closed? No, let's fight right now during normal business hours.
William, let's see if we can find this guy. Let's see if I can find this guy on TikTok. I found the video. Okay, very cool. This video has 661 views. The reason that I wanted to find this video is because I have a feeling that they're specifically trying to like utilize this video to make it seem like there's rampant white people using their fucking audio, when like it's nothing. Let's see. So the person who, okay, so I'm gonna send the person who stole the audio is a fucking puppet. I don't really know what to tell you. That's what I found while looking through it. It's a puppet. I'm just not even gonna like send it to myself or be lazy. I am gonna be lazy. Like, this is the account that did it. Like, this is the account. This is who. So this is how the feature works. This is the white kid dancing in this video that we're about to watch. You click the audio, and it says the original sound is from whatever puppet this is. Now, the reason that this is important to look at is because literally this person whose audio it is from their stand-up could be like, hey, this is actually my audio. It's not this puppet's audio. So could you attribute the audio? It's so, and like, I hate the narrative because right now the reason that he's not getting credit on his audio, which by the way is completely like the top views are 600 fucking views. So it's not even like a big. Is the person has like 40 followers or something. So like the biggest user of the audio doesn't even have like a ton of views on it, and like you're acting like there's just like rampant abuse where like it's white people. This the second highest person on there is a black guy. Oh, sorry, you can't see my screen. Reach out and get yourself accredited. Because at this point, it's like, oh my god, white people enjoy our content and they're using our audio. Those pieces of shit racists. Oh.
Okay, tiny white lady, you could at least said Dual Say Sloan stand up or something.
To me,
or TikTok could have done that, and which you could have had done if you reached out to TikTok.
The difference, though, is that when someone lip syncs our stand-up comedy, it is understood that they are not a comedian and they are not a professional comic. Folks have been bootlegging my shit for 20 years. But when you get into the dances, it's like, we don't know whether or not you created that or not.
The only dance that black people have stolen from white people is the moonwalk. And Michael Jackson did it much better because when Neil Armstrong did it, he was bouncing across the moon at 1/3 gravity. And you've never seen
this is just so like weirdly like kind of racist. Like, not, it's just like, hey guys, you know, black people are just better at things. It's like such a weird thing. It's like, dude, if a white person came on here and it's like, hey, I took a dance, if Charlie was like, I took a dance from this black guy and I did it better, because, you know, white people just do it better, it'd be racist. Like, this is just cringy, like weird, annoying racism.
The club doing that. Yeah.
Why are you bringing Neil Armstrong into this? He ain't done nothing to nobody.
It's so cringy without the laugh track. Like, this is embarrassing for you guys.
If the social media companies recognize that black creatives are the reason for all of the eyeballs on their app and they instead invest in them or create systems in place to stop this type of theft, it would mean more money for them and for the people who deserve the credit in the first place.
Oh, okay, I guess you kind of said what I had said. Sure, there you go.
Also, you see some white girl doing a dance, you know she didn't come up with that.
I don't remember which.
Why? What the fuck, dude? I haven't bothered to sit down and go like, how many dances are from white versus black people? Because I'm guaranteeing you not all black people made every dance on TikTok. But like this whole idea that just white people cannot do dances, you're quite literally supporting a stereotype that white people can't dance, which means that like I'm allowed to support another stereotype about black people. No, that's racist. Like Jesus Christ. What? Like, this is just so stupid and racist and annoying. I couldn't imagine platforming this. This is pathetic.
Late night show it was, but the white girl went on the late night show doing all the black dances, and the black dancers never got credit. So they had to bring the black dancers on like a week later, like, hey, sorry about that. These are the ones that actually did the thing.
Because that was that Addison Rae girl who's been hanging out with Kourtney Kardashian. And it is interesting that a girl that was stealing black culture was hanging out with the people that be stealing.
Like, if I know that for a fact that there are white dances. So, like, do we dogpile black people who use white dances and don't accredit them? Like, I don't understand. This is so, like, I hate white people. Rather than, like, hey, we need to encourage TikTok to create a system to credit creators of dances, not white or black creators, just creators of dances, so they get the recognition they deserve.
Black culture. I guess she went to. I guess she wanted to go to a master class on how to steal from black folks.
Saucy. Oh, you saucy today.
It just makes sense. Why you study at the feet of the master? You know what I mean? And I love all of them Kardashians, but you know there's thievery.
For what? Because they get butt injections and stuff?
I think it's frustrating that we keep trying to teach white people black history, but the only black history they want to take from us is dancing.
Are you saying that, like, let's just say that black people created twerking. Was that something that created like 300 years ago? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Could you imagine? Because this is like a fucking God complex. Could you imagine if instead of white people doing the black dance, like we'll call it cultural appropriation, instead of white people appreciating black culture by doing their dances, they were just like, you know what? I'm just gonna not do black dances. Then you'd be having a fucking meltdown. Like, what is happening here? This is insane. You guys are fucking out of your goddamn minds.
I guess there has to be a way where if part of the dance is you talking about redlining, gentrification.
We just got to sneak black history into these TikTok dances.
Yeah. Like if part of the dance is them reading a book, flipping pages, we need a song to go with it.
Wow, that was boring dog shit. That was stupid. That was a dumb video. Here's the takeaway that you should have. TikTok needs to create a system that credits dancers for creating dances. This video could have been 15 seconds. This could have been quite literally been a fucking TikTok. Instead, it was 5 minutes of making fun of white people and saying that they just steal and that they're dirty or whatever. I mean, they say they're dirty, but they're just a bunch of thieves that don't care about black history. Which is really just they don't care about systemic racism. Who's gonna listen to this? I don't know. I just feel like when we not for nothing, I feel like anti-whiteness is like also anti-blackness sometimes. Because this doesn't do anything for anybody. We didn't learn anything. We didn't propose. The emphasis was white people stink instead of like we need to create a new system. It was just bitching about white people. It was just complaining. It was literally just complaining about white people. That was dumb. It makes white people tune out. Because you're like, white people don't listen enough about black history. And then you just shit on them. And then you're like, now who? Why would I? Why would I? And I already know about systemic racism. I know that I've explored this topic deeply. Systemic racism absolutely does exist. And you want to know what? The best way to combat systemic racism, honestly, is to give people the ability to make their own decisions financially instead of having privileged individuals in government prescribe solutions to these particular problems, right? We need to acknowledge that nobody knows their own oppression better than the person who is oppressed. So rather than trying to sit here and on a legislative level, trying to create like these new ways to empower black people, we quite literally just give people money. I'm a universal basic income guy. I know this is one of the things. I become slightly more conservative in the sense that when I was more progressive, I was a fucking savior and I had a complex. I thought that I could solve everybody's problems. You can't, because I don't know your fucking problem. All right? That's the reality, is that if you don't know somebody's problem, you can't specifically fix the problem. And then you have a lot of privileged, progressive, black Americans as well, who didn't grow up in the fucking projects, talking about oh, I know how to solve your problem because you were in the project. You don't. You didn't grow up in the white kid in the projects knows the struggles of the black kid in the projects more than some black person who grew up in the fucking suburbs. Okay, we need to expand opportunity, universal basic income. You might want to say, oh, maybe black people need reparations. They probably should get reparations, but you want to know what? It's never going to get passed. We live in a country of 330 million people. Most people aren't going to support it. Not just white people, Hispanic, Asian, everybody. They're not going to support it. So universal basic income goes to everybody. We're ready for it. We need it because we're already seeing jobs being displaced by technology. This is what we need. Give black people the means to solve their own problems rather than trying to prescribe a fucking solution. Because you want to know what? When we expanded welfare into the black community, and everybody should have access to the same things, it had a negative impact on black people. Because welfare in and of itself creates conditions that advocate for those conditions. Hey, if you're poor, you get money. If you're not poor, you won't. Well, I personally wouldn't work harder because I would be afraid to lose my welfare. Conditional welfare has hurt the black community. So let's fix that too. But when we talk about systemic oppression, we don't talk about how welfare is a form of systemic oppression. No. We talk about redlining. But black people were doing better before the expansion of welfare. But we never talk about it. Progressives always want to talk about like redlining and all this other shit, which is systemic oppression, but they never want to talk about fucking welfare being a form of systemic oppression. It's all of a sudden, it's like, it's only systemic oppression if fucking Democrats don't support it. That's fucking it. Meanwhile, your fucking communities are being destroyed by welfare systems and honestly by progressive ideologies that are raising the cost of living. Because, like, how do you really get black people to not be oppressed? They need fucking jobs, bro. And if you're promoting 15-hour minimum wage is going to kill low-skilled labor jobs, which black people are disproportionately more qualified for because of systemic racism, right? If you don't have an access to opportunity or education, you're probably going to have to work a low-skilled job. It's not because black people are inherently inferior to white people, but they're just not getting the same job opportunities or they're not getting the same educational opportunities. So they're going to be more qualified for low-skilled labor. And then here you go. Democrats are proposing kill low-skilled labor jobs through 15-hour minimum wage. It's going to phase them out due to automation or small businesses closing. And then you sit here and you're like, oh, wow, that shit's fucking racist by your own goddamn logic. And we're sitting here and we're having these stupid bullshit conversations where these are the fucking people that are supporting like really shitty ideas for black people, saying that like, oh my God, white people are the fucking devil. Maybe, but like, can we talk about how Democrats are fucking not good for black people as well? I mean, like, listen, there's two types of racism, right? The way that Democrats are racist is that they think that they know how to solve the solutions in the black community. And the way that Republicans are racist is because they don't give a fuck about black people. And that's the reality. But people always focus on the I don't give a shit about black people racism, but nobody focuses on like the predatory fucking racism of I know what your solution is, and then they're not working. They're both bad. Like we just need to acknowledge that like we need a better change here. It's just fucking annoying. I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed. We need to acknowledge that we don't know the struggles of people that live outside of our sphere. It doesn't matter our skin color. All right? A middle-class black person doesn't know what it's like to live in the fucking projects. And so instead of trying to prescribe solutions of like, you should go to school, you should do that, let's prescribe the solution of giving people reasonable wealth redistribution through a universal basic income and allowing them to make the choices that they need to make. Because if you put a UBI in an area and you put a bunch of money into that area, you're going to see more businesses go to that area and start up in that area, and people will be able to work. There's going to be job opportunities. They're going to be able to have more money. They're going to be able to raise their own property taxes to increase the cost of their schools. You want to know what some of the biggest fucking issues in school systems is? Some of those fucking issues are the teachers aren't even paid well enough. And then they have to work another job. And it stresses them out. Wow, UBI would make it so that they wouldn't have to do that. And some of it's that like people don't watch their kids. They don't have the time. Maybe they have to work multiple jobs and they can't make sure that their kids get to school. Maybe part of it is because of a lack of a father figure is causing people to join up with gangs because they're missing family. Maybe like there's a lot more issues here than just like direct systemic racism, and that there's like a lot of just like festering wounds of systemic racism from years and years ago that have turned themselves into new problems, like bad cultures in some communities, in some more like ghetto communities or project communities. I'm sorry I'm not being politically correct, but my point is like none of these problems have been fixed by anything going on today. And yet we're just banging our heads against the fucking wall saying that we give a shit about black people when the bottom line solution is wealth redistribution and getting money into the hands of black people. It's almost like some people are afraid that giving money to black people will make them not oppressed as much anymore. I'm sorry I'm not being politically correct, but like black people need money, and you might be like, reparations. Listen, I said it before. Black people probably deserve reparations, but you want to know the reality is it's not going to get passed, and you know it. Most people wouldn't go for it. So, but we can get people to go on board for UBI, and the solution to the black issue isn't necessarily the best solution for the American issue. I'm just being practical and being pragmatic. There's a lot of issues going on in communities, and you have to have a fucking savior complex if you think you understand them. I don't. That's why I'm going for a simple financial solution. I'm not saying black people don't have very specific issues that they only have or they may only have. I'm saying that like everything is, we cannot micromanage these problems away. Hey everyone, if you liked that video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow my Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, and TikTok. All links are in the description. Also, check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me even more than you already do. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you all.